What's going on, guys, and welcome to my first YouTube video. Kind of nervous, not done anything like this before, completely new to myself, but I thought I'd give it a go. Thought I'd start off a channel for trying to document what I'm doing. And what I am doing is Forex trading. So I thought, why not document my journey from start to finish, or start to wherever I get, and hopefully it continues. So basically starting from scratch, and yeah, we're just learning as we go. Started off with learning all the movement patterns, all the continuation patterns, obviously what Forex is as a whole, what TradingView is, which is a platform that most people use for the charts, obviously MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. Some of these things I have already used before, but I've just gone from complete scratch. So yeah, that's where we've started at. And yeah, I thought, why not document everything? Why not put everything down in videos of what I'm learning? Then I can tag the videos that I'm watching and any websites that I'm looking at. And then also it's a way for me of keeping myself accountable, and also a good way to show people where and how to basically start from scratch, if they've never done trading before. And obviously I have done a little bit of trading before, but it's basically like free trades, and you know, these groups that they give you free trades, which did work but didn't do amazing, and it didn't teach you how to do Forex, or it didn't teach you how to trade Forex. It was just download MetaTrader 5 or 4, copy this trade, and that's it, and take profit or hit stop loss, whatever it was going to be. So I never actually learned what trading was, and that's why I wanted to do it again. So I sort of did that back at the beginning of the year, and then I watched a few videos from someone called Alex Gonzalez in the trading industry. As I'm sure it's probably known, I'd like to think so. Again, I don't know him personally, so I'm just going off what he's saying, which I do quite like what he says, and a lot of his videos are very, very good, and I like how understanding they are, and they're easy to follow. But I watched his $100 to $1 million, which got me feeling that I needed to properly start again and do it properly this time. So I hope you guys enjoy the videos. I'm going to be doing one a week, probably 2 a week. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's just a way of me showing what I'm doing, showing what trades I'm doing on the charts, what trades I'm looking at, and what trades I'm going to be invested, going to have a go at. And then yeah, like I say, hopefully it's a way that people can see that you can start from absolutely nothing and work your way up, or how to even just start, and where to look. So yeah, so let's get into it, and hopefully you enjoy them, and let me know if you've got any tips or tricks with trading, and also how to improve things. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and let's get into the video. Right, so here we are on TradingView. This is the platform for the charts, which everyone uses. But before we get into that, I thought it would be best for me to go through what my plan is. So, and the reason why I'm doing this. So the reason why I'm doing this is, as I said before, it's a way of me documenting everything down for everyone to see, as well as allowing or keeping myself motivated, and a way of dedicating myself to doing it and continue to learning Forex, and seeing if we can make some money from it. Obviously, eventually become free financially and time free, whatever, you know, what everyone wants, basically. So my plan for all of this is, I've started off with a demo account. Now, I know a lot of people think that's a waste of time, what's the point? And I get that, it is a waste of time, there's no risk to it, so you're not going to get you're not going to have the emotional side. So I completely get all that, but I thought it would be the best way for me to be able to put what I'm learning to the test and have a go without losing a lot of money, or putting a lot of money in and risking it. Me personally, I'm currently in process of moving house, so I don't have a lot of free cash to just throw in and potentially lose. If I knew I was going to win, then obviously I'd be okay with it, but obviously I don't know, and I'm just practicing, so I don't want to just throw it away. So I've got a demo account, set that up. I've done a couple of trades, which I'll show you just in a little bit in the video. And after that, once I've done a lot more learning, once I feel more comfortable, more confident, then I'm going to look at doing a funded challenge and getting a funded account. If I pass the challenge, get a funded account and get a payout from that and pass all that, then I'll be looking to go, potentially I may stay just having the funded account and carry on getting payouts, looking at, I don't know, let's just say 70 to 90% profit splits. I don't know exactly what I'll have, but we'll be looking at that. But obviously after that, then I may just look at going into having my own account with the money that I've made from the funded accounts, and then I can start trading that way. So it may be a long process, but at least I've got this and YouTube videos that I'll be doing to keep to document it, or to show that there is ways to start trading without having to throw loads of money in, or having to pay someone to teach you, or having to pay these gurus to show you everything that they don't actually show you. So yeah, that's the plan at the moment. Obviously, like I say, we'll just see what happens. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I feel like I've learned a lot already. And yeah, with the couple of trades that I have made have been successful, shall we say. They've all take profit, but obviously they're just practice. So I'm not going to take anything from it. I'm not going to take like, oh my god, look, I've made £1,250 or however much it is, because I'm not. It's on a demo account, but it's confidence building and means that I'm actually, what I'm learning, what I'm looking at is good and it's correct. So yeah, we'll see where we go with that. For now, what I will do is show you on TradingView what trades I've been looking at, what trades I've got for this upcoming week, what I'm going to be keeping my eye on, possibly having putting a trade, possibly getting in a trade with some of those potential trades, and also looking at the ones that I've taken previously and that have taken off, and which one that, because actually I went to get in a trade that didn't pull off, and just showing you how patience allowed me to save or not hit a stop loss. So with no further ado, so let's take a look now at the first one. So this is the first trade that I took, not last week, not the week just gone, the week before. So this is the first trade I took. It is on Euro USD, which is one of the most traded currencies. And so as you can see, we have got a double tops here. For those that don't know, this is a continuation movement, do you call it, I suppose. Basically, the market's come up to this line, which is a line of resistance. It's come back down to a line of support, gone back up again to the same line of resistance to come back down. Then what you're waiting for is for it to break through this line of support, retest, which it's done just here, and then come down, and it's come down to another line of support or resistance. It's just a line of interest, which has obviously had some support and some resistance previously. And as you can see, as I zoom in closer, I noticed these three advancing white soldiers, as they're called, which is basically three upward moving candles, which start inside each other and then finish above the previous one. So as you can see, we've actually got four here, but they move out. So I thought this would then have a bullish reversal, which it did eventually. However, it came back down. This is before I got into the trade. And I also noticed as well, as it come down to test this line here, that it had now got a higher low. So as you can see previously, we've got lower low, another low, another lower low, another one here, which is where obviously it bottoms out. And then the next one is now a higher low. So it's not going further down, which is another sign of a bullish reversal. So from that, with it also hitting this line of interest, where it's obviously had previous interest on this line before, with support there, resistance there, support there, and so on. I could keep going, but I didn't think it was needed. As long as you've got 3 points of interest on the line where it's either hit for support or resistance, then you can class it as a line, an area of interest. So with this, along with the advancing white soldiers and the lower, the new higher low, I decided to get into this trade exactly here, which this candle, which is now red, was green when I obviously got into it, but it did turn red. It did come back down to this line here, which is again hit this area of interest again. Luckily my stop loss was lower than that, so I don't know why it's now higher, but it was lower. Had my area there, and no, I'm moving it. Don't know what I'm doing now. So my area of interest was, my take profit was higher, so there we go. So it's a 1 to 2. It was basically a 1 to 2 risk reward, and as you can see, it did come down. Luckily, it didn't hit the stop loss, so it stayed in, and then eventually did have a bullish reversal back up to the take profit, which it hit here. So that's another one that hit take profit, or the first one that hit take profit, which I'll show you shortly on my phone on MetaTrader 5. Then the next one we had was not that one. That's a different trade. Not that one. Not that one. We'll get there in a second. So here was the second trade I took. So this is USD against the Canadian dollar. And the reason why I took this trade was we had a strong bullish market, which was going in a very strong upward trend. As you can see, very steep. Then I noticed that it had started to slow down. So even though the price is still going up slowly, that indicates that it's going to have a bearish reversal. So I kept my eye on this all of the first week that I started trading, so not the week just gone, the week before. And whilst I was watching it, I noticed it start to slow down even more. And then on, it was Monday, I believe. Yeah. We had a drop on the Monday. As it dropped through, this is a 4-hour time. So as it dropped through, I decided to enter the trade on the Monday around here. So this was, like I said, this was a red candle. It's obviously gone up, but at the time it was a red bearish candle going down. It did go up slightly, but it didn't obviously touch anywhere near the stop loss, and then came straight down to take profit on the Tuesday. So that was about a day that it took to take profit, which is quite nice. Obviously then it did go straight back up. Fortunately, it took profit just before the election, which obviously everyone knows about, which obviously Donald Trump won. So US dollar had quite a, whichever way the dollar was going in, it went the opposite way basically. So if you were in a market where it was a sell, it went and sold. And then like this, where it's the dollar is the bullish side of the market where it's going up, then it went up. So yeah, that was fortunate that I got out of that just before the election was called on the Tuesday/Wednesday, because obviously it was the Wednesday I think that he actually got called, but Tuesday/Wednesday a lot of the markets went in the opposite direction due to him getting in, which is a good thing. I like him, and I'm glad that he got in, because I think it'll be good for trading. As far as I've read and watched and heard, that him getting in is very, very good for the markets. So yeah, that was a good trade. Just got in and just got out at the right time. So nice little take profit there. And then let's see if we can find the third one that I took. That's one we just looked at. So here no, that's that one that we just mentioned. Here we go. So this is the third trade that I took last week. So we had as you can see, let's zoom out. We have a continuous of hitting an area, a line of resistance and a line of support with several touches at the top and at the bottom, which to me, I saw this as a triple tops. I know it has touched in more places, but it looks to me as a triple tops, especially if we look at the daytime. We can see here we've got triple tops. It touches in a lot of locations on the line of resistance and the line of support. So for me, it was always going to be that as soon as it hit this line of support, line of resistance, sorry, it was going to come back down. So all I did was wait for it to show that it was have a engulfing candlestick coming down, and I entered the trade straight away. So and the only reason why I got in this trade, because I actually got in this trade on the Tuesday afternoon. The only reason why I got in this trade was because it was Euro CAD, it hadn't got any involvement in the USD. So obviously if it was USD, I probably would have held off purely because of the election, but because it didn't, I thought, why not risk it, let's go for it, which it paid off as well. So as you can see here, we've got the strong engulfing downward candlestick, which engulfed the last 3 or 4 candles, and then it started to slow down. So I waited for another one, which was right there, another engulfing candlestick, and then I entered the trade precisely here on this candlestick, and it hit profit within 4 hours. I wasn't expecting it, but it did, and I was actually sat watching it. I'm UK, so it was about 1:30, I think it hit profit, or 1 o'clock it hit profit, take profit. So yeah, within 4 hours it hit take profit, and I was out. And I was watching the election along at the same time. So yeah, that was a really nice one, which I will show you all them trades now whilst we can. So we've got, let me show you the history. Let me just make myself a bit bigger. So as you can see, I'll just show you, I'm not bothered, demo account right there. You can see that. And then we have the 3 trades we took. As you can see, all hitting take profit, 1 buy, 2 sells, and we had a take profit, and we hit take profit and had profit of £1,258, which is nice, and we did well. So they were the 3 trades I took. I took 2 last week, and then the one the week before. I'm looking to take 1 to 2 weeks trades a week, so I'm looking at doing swing trading rather than like day trading or long-term investing trading. And the reason being is I feel like you've got more chance of making more money, and yes, it takes more time for your trade to play out, but your risk to reward is better. You can go with the trend, which the trend is your friend, as Alex Gonzalez says, and then I can make more money as well, hopefully. So they're the trades that I took the last 2 weeks, which all played off. Like I say, it's just a demo account, so I'm not taking it seriously, but it's nice. It's confidence building. So now to looking at this week's trades that I'm going to be keeping an eye on and also maybe getting involved in. So staying with the Euro Canadian dollar, as you can see here, we've got another area of interest, which looks like mostly a support line. And what I'm hoping, or what I'm expecting, is with this being what looks like a triple tops, I believe this, or what I'm looking for is for this to break through this line of support, come down to below, go back up to retest off this line of support, which will then be a line of resistance, to then come down to this line of support which has been used previously, or more or less down to this line. So as we can see at the moment, I mean, the markets have opened up about an hour and a half ago, and we've already come down slightly. So we'll keep an eye on that one over the next, that's probably going to take a day or 2, or maybe even 3 days to play out. But as soon as it's come up, tested off this again and coming back down, I'm going to be looking out for that engulfing candlestick again. And then I will be hitting entry somewhere around here, but looking for that right entry with the right engulfing candlestick to the downside. So that is the first one that I'm looking at. Then we have got let's have a look. We've got the USD Japanese yen. So I'll just change this to day because it probably looks a little bit better in that time scale. So as you can see here, we've got an area of support. It's come up, it's touched there before, it's touched there again, and again. So we've got 4 touches, so we can validate it as an area of support. As you can see, we've got a shoulder, hopefully another shoulder forming, and the head. So what I'm looking out for in this one is for this to come back down, break through this area of support, line of support, retest, and then head to the downside. So that's another one. I think this is going to take maybe a couple of days, even more than likely a week to play out, maybe even a couple of weeks. So it's just there for keeping an eye on. So yeah, that's another one. Then let's have a look at the next, make myself a little bit smaller. Again, another head and shoulders. As you can see, we've got left shoulder, head, and we're waiting for the right shoulder to form, to come break through this line of support, retest, and head to the downside again. The head and shoulder, as far as Alex G says, and again, it's all different. I know a lot of people will say, oh, I don't use that, I use a different strategy, or that don't work for me, so whatever. But from what I've seen in what he preaches, that the head and shoulders is his most successful strategy and pattern that he uses to make his money. It's a bearish reversal pattern, so it is going to head to the downside. Obviously, unless it's flipped and it's upside down, so you'd have the shoulder this side, head, and then they would go upwards. But in this one, we have it hopefully head into the downside. But again, I think this is going to take a couple of days, maybe even a week to play out before we get down to this area here, which is where I'm interested in. So again, it's just keeping an eye on that one. And then we have the Australian dollar and the Japanese yen. This is a rising, let me just double check this. This is the rising wedge continuation pattern. So what we've got here is, as we saw on the trade I took previously, steep incline in a bullish market, which then starts to slow down. It's still going up, so the price is still increasing. So a lot of people here would be thinking to buy because I think it's going to carry on. But what we're waiting for is to see if this will head to the downside in a bearish market. So because it's gone up, it started to slow down within this line. I believe then it's going to head down to the downside. So I'm just waiting. Again, we have got a nice engulfing candlestick there from Friday, but I'm going to wait until I can see it's definitely heading down before I make any moves. But that is one to keep an eye on for this week, definitely. And then we have the same again, which is the New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. So very, very similar. Steep incline to the upside, then starts to slow down, to head to the downside. Again, another one that we'll keep an eye out for this week. Then we have, now this is the Euro Swiss, which is a bearish pennant continuation pattern. So what we can see here, it's very similar to the previous one I just showed you. It's come down and it started to close into a gap, and we're looking for this to continue to downside. So it's come down from in a bearish market. It's still going down essentially, but it's in this bearish pennant. Then we're hoping that it's going to head to the downside. So that's why I've got this here, because I'm hoping maybe, so what is it? It's currently Sunday the 10th of November at 11:30, and I'm hoping that maybe tomorrow or Monday we'll be able to get into this. So this is definitely another one that we're going to keep an eye out. So this is another bearish continuation pattern. Then we have got the British pound, Japanese yen. So these are all Japanese yen that's looking like all playing out the exact same. Steep incline, still increasing on the price, but slowing down to head to the downside. So again, we've got 3, maybe 4, but I don't think I want to get into all of them. I think I just want to get into 2, maybe 3, but I don't think I want to get into all of them. So yeah, this is what we're looking out for. We've got these 3 here, and then obviously also I think it was that one. So yeah, we've got a couple there that we're looking at, keep an eye out on, and we'll see what happens. So obviously, I'll keep everyone updated via my Instagram if I do enter any trades. So keep your eyes out there. I'll link it below, but it's basically just CallumFx _. And I'll put what trades I'm entering and when I'm going to be entering them on that one, and to keep updates as well, what they're doing, how they're getting on. But yeah, I think the next thing, so what we'll look at now is what I've actually learned. So the idea of these YouTube videos is obviously to allow people to see what I'm learning, so they understand what you need to learn at the start before even getting involved. So yeah, we'll get into that, and hopefully we'll start learning some along the way, everyone together. But yeah, these are the trades I'm looking at. Hopefully you guys have a look and maybe even get involved in those as well, because I can't imagine most traders out there will be telling you what trades they're getting into because they want you to pay for them. But yeah, let's get into the learning side now. So yeah, let's go to the learning. Let's have a look over the last 2 weeks, shall we say, what I've been learning. So I've been using the week as learning and obviously looking at those trades, and then I'm going to look at doing a Sunday as my video day. So that's when I'll put a video going over what we've learned, then what trades we've taken, what trades we're looking at, etc, etc. So we'll go to this is what we've been learning in the last week to 2 weeks, and I'll try and show as much as I can, but I'm not going to go through everything, so it'll take forever. So starting off, we started with the movement patterns. So these are the patterns of the candlesticks and how they can identify when a market is going to be changing from a bullish to bearish, giving you indications of when to buy, when to sell, so when to get in the market. And yeah, these are dead easy to find on YouTube or on the internet. You don't need to, they're not hard to find, and you don't need to have every single one. Obviously, it's good to know a lot of them, and I've got a fair few of them, but you don't need to know all of them, and they're dead easy to find. So don't think these are hard to learn. As you can see, I mean, ignore the colouring in, but we've got different ones there. We've then got the shooting stars and the 3 advancing white soldiers, which we talked about earlier. Then we've got the patterns, so the double tops, head and shoulders, triple tops, anything like that. That's what we've learned as well. So trying to identify through the market what the trend is going to do. So as I said before, the trend is your friend, so go with it. That's why swing trading is a little bit better, because you work on the higher timelines. So you're not looking at minutes or 5 minute timelines where it's literally just going up, down, up, down, up, down. It's moving very, very quickly. With the higher timelines, it's proper confirmation on how I look at it, and what Alex G said is, if you're looking what is a better confirmation or more solid confirmation of where the market is going, a 4 hour or a day confirmation of the trend, or 5, 10 minutes, 15 minute trends. The confirmation from the higher timelines is a lot more solid and more better to know which way the market and the trend is going. So that is what we've been looking at with the patterns and the candlesticks, trying to identify which way the market's going to be going and what patterns to look out for to know which way the market's going to be going. Then we've looked at the continuation patterns, which I also mentioned earlier, like pennants, bearish and bullish flags, which you can hopefully see there. Again, these are dead easy to find. I'll tag the video down below so you can go check that out, 'cause I'm not going to go here and try and take ownership of that I know all these and you've got to learn them from me, because I might not be able to tell them to yourselves as well as some others. And then we've got some more there. Again, I mean, pause the video and take notes. Like, this is all I've done. I'm not trying to take credit for anything. Then we have got the platforms. So as mentioned before, you've got TradingView, which I've shown you. That's just for the charts, purely charts, nothing else. We're not going to post any, we're not going to put any trades on there. That's just for the charts. Then you've got MetaTrader 4 and 5, which is where you do put your trades. So I think 4 is for older phones, 5 is for your 15, 16. So I'm using MetaTrader 5. You've also got the MyFX book, which I'll tag below. That is basically a place where you can look at your position size calculator. Position size calculator is basically going to tell you how much you need to, how many lots you need to place on your trade to risk a certain percentage for how many pips stop loss you're going to be using and your risk percentage. So if you're using 2% risk reward with 20 pip stop loss, it's going to tell you need to use, and obviously the size of your account will vary, but it's going to say you need to use a 0.5 of a lot trade to have 2% risk and for your account size and your stop loss. So it's very, very good, very useful. Again, I'll tag that below so you can go check that. It's very, very useful. We've also got the brokers as well. So again, I've not had anyone say you've got to use this broker, you've got to, you know, because I don't think, especially a couple of the people that I've watched have not tried to force you. They've basically said, go do your due diligence and research. So that's what I've done. I have found Hanko Trade as a possible one, and Oanda being another. So there is another one, but I'm not 100% sure on it, so I don't want to say it. But definitely Oanda I've seen some positive reviews on, which is probably one that I might use apart from this other one. But make sure that you're checking that they're regulated. They've got all the regulations in order. They're actually protected, rather than some of these where they're not protected, and if they get shut down, your money disappears. So yeah, make sure you're doing that one. Then we've also been looking at the trends, how we can identify trends with higher highs, higher lows, and then higher lows and lower lows, and see and notice fine which way it's going to be going. Again, it's easier to identify with the higher times than the lower times, which is why we do swing trading over day trading or scalp trading. Then the next was indicators. So these are some other ones which I've looked at as well. You've got the EMA, which you'll have seen on my screen. So that's that line following the market trends. Then you've also got the RSI, and we have other ones as well, but I'm not really using them. I've got the EMA one on there, but that is purely just to, you can use it as a strategy or as a way of trading certain markets to basically, if the market goes above or below, it will identify which way the market is going. And the trend is going. So some videos I've used their strategy or the way they trade is using that to basically look for it pushing for higher highs and higher lows to know that the market's going up or coming down, and then they trade off that. So I've got it on there just to keep as a possible way of trading, but it's not the way my strategy or the way I'm going to be doing it. So there's that as well. And then again, there's entry signals. So what signals are we looking out for? What candlesticks we're looking out for, as I mentioned before. The ones I'm going to be using is the engulfing candlestick. So a bullish engulfing candlestick or a bearish engulfing candlestick. These are the best ways to basically know that the market is going in that direction, or the best possible way of knowing that the market's going in that way. So I'm going to be looking for them if I'm going to be entering a trade. Again, these are all in videos that you can find online. It's not like they're hard to find, and I've literally, all that I've searched in is like how to trade Forex, watched several videos, and yeah, this is like two rough weeks of sitting late at night just going through every video or websites, researching, etc. Then the other ones we've got as well, we're looking at what trading sessions. So there's 4 trading sessions in the markets. You have New York, London, Sydney and Tokyo. So I'm obviously UK based, so that is from 8 till 4, I believe, or 8 till half 4. No, 8 till 4. Then you've got New York, which is 12 till 8 p.m. Sydney, which is 9 p.m. till 5 a.m. and Tokyo, which is 11 p.m. till 7 a.m. But the markets you want to be trading the most are the London and the New York, purely because this has the most volume. Therefore, the spread, which is you need to account for and need to do research on, will be the least. So it's the cheapest to enter trades and to get out of trades, and have the most volume. So it's the one that's going to have the most movements. The trend is going to be identified in those. The others don't have that much volume, so they don't move that much. So the ones we're looking out for are the New York and the London sessions. So basically from 8 a.m. UK time to 8 p.m. New York, 8 p.m. UK time. But mostly between 8 and 4. They're the sessions that you want to, that's the time frame that you want to be placing your trades and possibly getting out of them as well. And then looking at leverage as well. So when I previously traded with the free trades that they give you, whatever you want to call it, that was a 1 to like 500 or 1, whatever it was, leverage, or 1 to 1,000 leverage, whatever it was, 1,500, something stupid. But for the trading I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be looking for a max leverage of 1 to 100, maybe 1 to 50, but 1 to 100 is as high as I'm going to be looking at, because then your spread becomes bigger. You've got more chance of risking more chance of blowing your account, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep my risk as low as possible and not blow my account straight away. That's why risk management is going to be massive this time around when I'm trading. Which then leads me on to the psychology side of training. And I think this is the biggest part. People underestimate psychology of trading, I think, the most. Everyone just thinks you need to learn the fundamentals, the technical analysis, how to trade, how to do this. But I think the psychological side is the biggest thing. You need to be able to control your emotions. From what I've learned, you need to be able to control your emotions. You need to be able to control greed, your fear, money management, accountability, just everything. You need to be able to have all that in line before you'll be able to become a profitable trader and to become successful in trading. And from what I've watched videos and learned is that without these, greed will take over, fear of missing out, FOMO will take over, because you'll just get in a trade because you can see it going in a bearish trend. So you'll get in thinking, yes, let's get in because it's going down, and it'll go down for a little bit and then reverse back up to a bullish and you lose your money. And also, yeah, fear of the trading, basically, like of knowing that you may lose money, that's the fear. And obviously I know using a demo account is contradicting that, because obviously it's not real money. I'm not got that emotional attachment to it because it's not my own money. But putting that aside, obviously when I get into it properly, that is what I'm going to have to control, and that is what I'm trying to learn, especially with all the other factors which I've learned, and putting it all together so that my psychology side of things is not going to let me down when coming to trading. So again, that's a big point. I don't think there's much else that to mention that I've learned. There's obviously some other bits. There is actually, we'll mention one thing, the Millionaire Trader Checklist. So this is a checklist of things that you need to do to become profitable as well. So these is basically things you need to learn and you need to understand before trading and before becoming successful in trading, along with the psychology side. But this is like more analysing the actual chart side. So starting off with understanding the basics of the market, and that's pretty simple. You need to be able to know how to take a trade, understand the market, understand the trends, understand the candlesticks, understand pips, stop loss, take profit, everything like that. You need to understand for a start. You need to know the basics. Once you've got the basics, then you need to move on to technical analysis. So once you've got your technical analysis and you understand the technical side of the market, how to analyze the markets technically, only then can you then move on to your strategy. So your strategy, however that may be, however you're wanting to trade the market with your strategy, then you need to find one and you need to back test it. You need to, that's what I'm doing at the moment with practicing, I think, and looking back as well, because you may use that strategy 5 times and you may hit your stop loss 5 times. So you've lost however X amount of your account. But if you stop and change it, and then because you haven't backtested, you stop and change it because it's not working, then the 6th time it's worked, and on the 7th and the 8th and the 9th and the 10th, then you could have made money and your account will be up as long as your risk management is correct. But the reason for backtesting is to be able to see these before you go into the market. And that's the biggest reason for having a demo account for me, is being able to test, to understand that these do work, and I'm not just going to go in there blindfolded, not knowing what I'm doing or not what I'm looking for. So once you've got your strategy and you stick to your strategy, don't change your strategy, you stick to those rules, and you've backtest, and the next one is to backtest that strategy, which I've just mentioned. Make sure you backtest it. Then is optimizing your strategy. So sit here for an hour or 2 hours a day, understand the markets, whichever pairs, Forex trade pairs you're trading, look at what they're all doing and try and get the best outcome for your strategy, optimize it as much as possible. So if you see that it's a possibility, optimize it, look at it, make sure you keep an eye on it. Don't just, oh, okay, I'll come back to that in a week when it might have got, no, keep an eye on it, optimize everything possible. The next one then is risk management. So as I mentioned before, risk management is massive. Make sure your risk is set to, for me personally as a beginner, 2%. That's all I'm going to be risking, 2% of my account. And then I'm not going to blow my account instantly. 1% I think is a little bit too much, little. 2%, 2 to 5 maybe if you want to, but obviously that's personal preference. But no more than that, because as soon as you start putting more, you don't have your stop loss correct. And using the position size calculator to understand what you're risking and how many lots you need to put in when you're entering a trade, you're going to just blow your account. Without that risk management, it's just going to be gone, and then you're going to be thinking, oh, it's not my fault, blah blah. And yeah, it's just a downward spiral. You're never going to be profitable without proper risk management. And with risk management, you can be a profitable trader through, even if you look at it like this, you enter 10 trades, 5 lose, 5 hit take profit, then 5 you've risked 2% each trade, so you've lost 10% of your account. So you're down however much, it depends on your trade count. But for the 5 you've won, if you've done a 1 to 2 risk reward, which should be standard for a beginner, 1 to 2 to 2.1 to 2 or 1 to 2.5, you've doubled it. So then if you've lost £80, let's just say, or £100 in those 5 trades, you'll have made £200 in this trade. So you've covered that £100 you've lost and made another £100 on top of that. So as long as your risk management is correct and your risk reward is correct, then you shouldn't do as bad. You're not going to lose 100 trades or 50 trades. If you do 2%, you're not going to lose, and you have, I don't know, £1,000. You're not going to lose 50 trades in a row. But as long as your risk to reward and risk management is correct, even if you lose 5, and even if you won only 4, you're still going to be up because of your risk to reward and risk management is in line. So that is a massive thing. Again, as I mentioned before, the next one's demo trading. I've already mentioned this. I know it's pointless because you're not actually making any money and it's no effect on your actual personal experience, and you're not risking your own money, so it's not, you're not got that fear, you're not got that pressure or stress of what your money's going to do. But that way you can practice your strategy, you can practice your technical analysis, and you before putting it in your own money, and then you're building confidence. If like me, for instance, I've won 3 trades now, which I know it's pointless, but I've won 3 trades. It's given me confidence to now go, right, okay, this strategy might be working, so let's keep going, let's try again, see if it see if it takes profit or hits stop loss, and again and again, and just keep practicing until you feel 100% confident that you can then take your own money. Because confidence is key. If you don't feel confident in the market or in yourself, then you're never going to make money, because you won't enter certain trades that you should have. You'll enter the wrong trades because you don't feel, you're not not confident enough in yourself. So yeah, confidence in demo trading that you gain from demo trading is huge. And then the last one is discipline. So discipline to stay to keep to the rules that you've made. So the rules I've just basically outlined, that is the last point, is to stay disciplined to those rules. And if you can do that, and if you can do all those, well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps more or less, then you should be profitable and you should be a successful trader. And I think with that, along with the psychology side, put them together, then you are on the right path to becoming successful in trading, or even just profitable. Because who's successful? We all win and we all lose. So you're never going to be 100% successful, but you'll be profitable. And that is better than someone thinking that they're successful in trading but not being profitable because they don't have the right risk management, or someone who just loses money all the time because they have no risk management and no confidence and no technical analysis and no strategy. So all these things come together to make one, and I think you need all that, and you need to spend weeks, 2 months learning all this stuff before you take it to the markets and before you risk your own money, which is why demo account is great. So them are top points that I've learned from the last 2 weeks of learning. Again, I'm going to be doing more of these, so every time I learn something new, I'm writing it down and I'll be able to go through it in more detail than this, because this video is purely just to go through what trades I've taken, which trades I'm taking next week or in the upcoming week, and then what I've learned up so far. So yeah, I think that's basically it for this one. There'll be a lot more simpler in the future. I think I've gone into a lot of probably too much detail of this one, but I thought it was just as an opening video. I can go through everything that I've done so far, and then following this, it'll be weekly updates of trades, new trades, and what we've learned. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've learned at least something. Again, follow my Instagram below and check out which trades I'm going in, how the trades are doing, etc. on there at CallumFx_, and then also the videos that I've watched, the website that I've used will be below as well. So check those out as well, because they're definitely worth it. And yeah, just start learning. Don't waste your time, because we all get old and we'll all die at one point, so you may as well die, and you may as well try and make something of yourself and become successful, rather than just living the mundane 9 to 5 job 5 days a week for the rest of your life. So get learning, even if it's not this, just anything, and yeah, we'll see what happens. And hopefully you enjoy these videos, follow my journey and see what happens within my journey in trading. And yeah, we'll see what happens, and hopefully we become successful from it. That's the main focus and main goal out of all this. But follow along. Check out my next video, which hopefully will be next Sunday or Monday, shall we say. I'll probably post it on a Monday. But yeah, follow my Instagram, subscribe, like, just leave comments, whatever you want to do. Give me tips, tricks in trading and videos, etc. Because I'm all new to this. And yeah, so I'll see you all soon, and I'll see you all next week. Goodbye.